Circle in coordinate geometry. So this question, part B, so usually in your question with circle in coordinate geometry, the second part, the latter part of the question, a little bit more complex. Let's have a read. The circle T has the following equation, where k belongs to R, so we can see that a constant k, because that's normally a number and belongs to R, meaning any number. And then we are told that there is a horizontal line that is equal k, is a tangent to the circle T. Find two possible values of k. So I need to understand, or I need to see kind of what they are saying. For me, in order to understand better, I need to do some form of a drawing. But I'm saying, okay, let's get to the table, let's take our formulas, and let's see what we can decipher from the information provided. So when our equation of a circle is given in this form, which we actually have here, therefore, I can decipher the center and hopefully the radius we're going to see, and those are the formulas. So the center is minus g minus f. How do I know where is g and f? So that's what they are telling me, that's where they are. Let's take that. Well, we can leave that. We can leave it that way. So that means this number that stands beside x, that will be 2g. So I understand 2g will be 28. So if I want to find the value of g, I divide 28 by 2 and I get 14. And then 2f is the number that stands beside y, and in our case is minus 46. So we are saying minus 46 equal to f, and again divide both sides by 2. We are getting minus 23. That's the value of f. Now, the center is minus g, which is 14, and then minus f, which is minus 23. So actually minus 14, that's value of x, and plus 23, that is value of y. So that gives me some idea. So I'm saying, okay, let me do a small drawing. So if I'm saying, so that's my x and y, x is negative, so somewhere minus 14, and then 23, let's say somewhere here. I know it's not very accurate, but it doesn't matter. I just need to kind of think about what am I looking at. So then I have a circle. Now, I don't know what the radius of that circle is. So I'm just going to, let's put some form of a circle here. It doesn't matter. It's some circle. I don't know how exactly, but I understand. That's what it is. Actually, let's make it a little bit that smaller so that I can do a better drawing here. Okay, now that's better. So that's where we have our circle. Now, what else do I know? So I understand that radius go here and it will go down here. Now, from the tangent that they told me, since they say that y equal k, that means that the line is a horizontal line, isn't it? Because a horizontal line will have this type of equation. So that means that my line I'm looking for, the tangent, let's get some different color. So I'm going to have one line that will be going here and then one line that will be going here, isn't it? That will be the idea. So that's the reason why we have to find two possible values of k. Now, obviously, don't mind my drawing being not very accurate, meaning it should, oh, I can't move it. It should be just touching the circle, not cutting it. But we get the idea. This is just a sketch to give us some form of information. I'm saying, okay, so I know the center now, but now I have to find this value. Let's say for argument's sake, so that we can comprehend that. If the length of radius is, let's say, 7. So if that is 23, if I add the length of 7, then here I am going to have 30, isn't it? And then obviously going down, minus 7, 23, 23 minus 7, that will give us 16. So therefore I will have my two values of of y that, two values of k I'm looking for. So again, how am I reasoning? I'm saying if to 23 I, for example, add radius, then that will give me that line. Or the other line will be 23 minus that radius. It will give me k. So I am getting now closer. I am creating an equation that I can work with. And then I'm saying, okay, so how do I find radius? Because I just make up that 7, isn't it? We make up that numbers. But very often when we make numbers up, it will help us to create an equation we need. So how do we calculate the radius? That's how we calculate the radius. We have a formula. I have the value of g. That's 14. Actually, yeah, that is 14. And then I have a value of f minus 23. Now, I don't have value of c. I just know it's k. But that's fine. Let's create a equation. Let's go with plus. That will be easier. It doesn't matter. We will know that one will be plus, one will be minus. So plus, and now I'm putting that formula for the radius. So first, value of g, which is 14, and that to the power of 2 plus, then f, value of f is minus 23, and that's as well to the power of 2 minus, and then k, and that will give me k. And look at that, we have an equation only with one letter. We can solve it. Okay, how do we solve that equation? Where am I going with this calculation? I want to have k equal and some form of a number. Now, the problem we are having that k here is under the root. How do we eliminate a square root? Power of 2. However, it is easier when my power of 2, when my square root is on its own. Because remember one thing, when I'm taking an equation to any power, I can do that, any power I want, it has to be the whole equation, the whole side of the equation that is taken to the power of 2, not each element, yeah? So it's not like this. Yeah, that's not correct, but it's the whole side is taken. So if I leave that 23 here, it will make it a little bit more complex. Always remember, it's better if you have your square root on its own. And that's what we can have here. So we put those two values in the calculator and we get that that's 725 minus k. That's what we have on this equation, on this side of the equation. and 23 we take to the other side, therefore we change the sign, and now we can take that to the power of 2. It does make things easier for us to solve. Okay, so power of 2 here will eliminate the square root, so I'm just going to have 725 minus k. On the other side of the equation, I'm going to be using the formula. When I have two values in the bracket subtracted to the power of 2, that equal to the first number to the power of 2 minus 2 multiplied by the first number multiplied by the second number plus the second number to the power of 2. So in this case, that means k to the power of 2 minus 2 multiplied by k multiplied by 23, that will be 46k, and then plus, and then 23 to the power of 2 in our calculator, 529. Okay, I can see that I'm having a quadratic equation. I have k to the power of 2. Then I know that means minus b formula. So I move all my values to one side so that I can clearly identify a, b, and c. Don't forget to change the sign as you move things to the other side of the equation. Now, which side, it actually doesn't matter. So that means we have k to the power of 2 minus 46, and then plus 1 will give me minus 45k. And then those two numbers in the calculator, we press equal and we get minus 196. So now I have clearly A, B, and C. So we can put that, let's write that A is 1, B minus 45, and C minus 196. And my minus B formula, minus value of B minus 45 plus minus, again, B, which is minus 45 to the power of 2, not multiply. That's why I'm always saying, look at your table, don't write it from memory. Minus 4 multiplied by value of A, which is 1, multiplied by value of C, which is minus 196, all of that under the square root, and at the bottom 2 multiplied by the value of a, which is 1. We put that in the calculator, and one value of k we're going to get is 49, and the second value of k we're going to get is -4. So there it is, the two values of k that we were looking for.